Good morning. So one of the principles of natural medicine, of Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, of naturopathy, is that we try to get the greatest result from the least invasive approach. So that means if we can get a great result from an approach that's not so invasive and harmful to the body, that's better. So if someone doesn't need a surgery, for example, if they was to change their diet or something like that, to benefit the blood vessels, or rather than taking cholesterol medication, and they change their diet and use some herbs, that would be an example of less invasive. So many people today are extremely stressed. There's a tremendous amount of fear and anxiety, mental imbalance, depression, anxiety that's going on, and many people sort of think that the first the first approach is going to be going to their MD and getting a prescription of a pharmaceutical drug, and but that's not the only approach. There's many approaches, some very subtle approaches, but even from the perspective of nutrition, there are really decent ways of inexpensive tests, for example, that indicate the levels of neurotransmitters, of serotonin, dopamine, GABA, norepinephrine, acetylcholine. So come on, buddy, let's go. So there's many different ways to identify, and then by using the right herbs and nutrients, rather than taking a medication that's sort of tricking the body into thinking it has what it needs, actually giving the body what it needs. So some people, when people are under a prolonged amount of stress, many times they'll use up a tremendous amount of stores of nutrients in the body and building blocks for things like serotonin and GABA and dopamine and things like that. So they become very deficient. And then once they're deficient, it's harder to get back on their feet. So it's a beautiful area here. It's harder to get back on their feet. So like I said, there's ways to minimize the effects of stress through good nutrition, through very specific nutrition, through specific nutrients, and then of course lifestyle, diet, staying hydrated, minimizing refined sugar, because that'll make almost everybody depressed and unhappy in the long run. So there's so many different things that we can do, and the idea is to create the least amount of stress on the system for the greatest effect. And this is really important. This is one of Juno's favorite spots. He loves to come out here and look at the water. It's a lovely area. So have a great day, you guys. And just that's an important point, because in the world of pharmaceuticals, from the training of most doctors, they're mostly not given information in the nutritional world. So they have to use their tools, and we give them a lot of credit for using the tools that they have, but it's not necessarily the most efficient, and it certainly isn't necessarily the healthiest way of approaching things. Have a great day.